There's a specific kind of tired that all creatives know, and it's not burnout exactly, because you still want to be making things. But somewhere between the idea and the finished piece, something quietly drains the fun out of it. And the frustrating part, it's hard to put your finger on what's actually wrong. So what steals our creative joy? Joy thieves in a creative practice are sneaky because they usually disguise themselves as reasonable concerns. Here are the most common ones. Comparison. Scrolling, seeing polished work, measuring your process against someone else's highlight reel. Perfectionism. Not the high standards kind, but the kind that makes you abandon a piece because it deviated from the image in your head or what the final outcome of a tutorial teacher's look like. Outcome fixation. Only feeling satisfied if the finished piece is good, which means the whole process is just anxiety in disguise. Obligation creep. Making art for other people's expectations. What gets likes, what sells, what you should be making. And honestly, as a professional artist of well over 20 years, this one is huge for me. Rushed practice. Squeezing creativity into leftover time, then feeling resentful when it doesn't flow. Spoiler alert. Rushed practice is awesome, but just leave the shame and resentfulness out of it. All right. And finally, the inner critic, that running commentary that narrates every brushstroke with doubt. Now, before you click away and say, Christy, I've heard all these, I deal with it and I don't know what to do. It just is what it is. No. Today, we are going to identify. We're going to put down our specific joy stealers on paper in a really beautiful way. And then they are out of our head and we can start to build new habits and strategy to combat them. Oh, and surprise, surprise, most of us are living with more than one of these joy thieves, which really sucks, doesn't it? And honestly, they don't share equal real estate in our brains. Some are taking up way more space. And I want to be able to identify which ones are the heaviest load on our spirits because those are the ones we attack first. All right, friends, let me introduce the exercise. Today, we're going to be creating a joy-stealing pie chart. That's right. Yeah. Now, this is an important piece, and after it's done, no matter how imperfect it is, in fact, it should be imperfect, I want you to hang it up somewhere where you're going to see it often. Now, you've seen me actually working through a little bit of this as I've been rambling on in the video so far, but let's back it up a little bit. This exercise is a joy pie chart. It's simple. It's going to divide a circle into slices that represent how much mental and emotional space each joy thief is actually taking up in your creative practice right now. This isn't about being precise. It's not a scientific survey. It's about honest reflection. And there's something about making it physical, putting paint to paper that bypasses the part of your brain that wants to rationalize or minimize. So when you have to commit a brush stroke or a pen stroke or a pencil mark to, quote, comparison takes up this much of my practice, you can't unsee it. Okay, so how do we do this? Here's how to approach it. First, I want you to just sit and think about the last few times you made something. Not the outcome, but the experience. Where did resistance show up? What made you put something down before it was done? What made you feel like you wanted to just be done and quit? What thought kept interrupting your flow? Then start naming your slices. They don't have to match my list. Your joy thieves are personal. Maybe yours is fear of wasting supplies. Maybe it's a specific relationship in your life that makes you feel like your creative time is self-indulgent. Name what's actually true for you. And this is important. You need to be relentlessly honest with yourself, or this exercise doesn't work as well. Then I want you to assign each of your joy stealers a size, not based on how much you think it should bother you, but on how much it actually does. And this is important here because there is nuance. Those smaller slices of the pie, while smaller, are still important and still should be part of the conversation. Use color intentionally if you want to. I find that maybe darker or more muted colors naturally want to go to the heavier thieves that take up more space on the pie chart. And maybe brighter ones want to go where there's still some lightness in your process. But ultimately, friends, this is up to you. You could literally just fill this chart in with whatever color is tooting your fancy on any given day. And while you're doing that, I want to tell you about the sponsor of today's video. And you might have guessed it. It is me. It is my own Patreon membership called Joy Chasers. And I thought it was really appropriate for today because every month in the Joy Chasers Patreon tier, we do just that. You're going to get every month a creative challenge that is either filmed or a really fun PDF printout. You're also going to get an exclusive video with no ads. You're also going to get a printable every month, and that could be a watercoloring page or art for your wall or reverse coloring sheets. We have so much fun with that one. And then the best part of this entire membership is once a month we do a 90-minute live stream. You see me, I see you, you see everybody who's in the room in Zoom. Every other month we do a tutorial that's based on a poll from the entire community, or we do a paint and chat that's just an open chat conversation Q&A. Friends, in the description below, you'll find a link to a 7-day free trial. You'll have access to all the content that I've posted over the last 3 years. It's a lot, so go check it out, and we would love to see you over there. All right, now you remember in the beginning, I asked you to create this piece knowing that you should put it somewhere visible that you will see every day. And here's why this works. When you're journaling about or thinking about something that is potentially difficult, when something only lives in your head, it stays fluid, right? You can talk yourself out of it, you can minimize it, you can ruminate on it, or you can just forget about it by next week. But when it's on paper, in your handwriting, in your colors, it becomes a fact you can look at. And when you put it somewhere in your daily view, something shifts. You're not trying to memorize an insight. The insight is just there every time you sit down to make something. And over time, this awareness does the heavy lifting. You don't have to white knuckle your way past comparison or perfectionism every session. You just start to catch it earlier. You look up at your pie chart and you're like, oh yeah, we know we do this. Let's move on. I mean, it's not quite that simple, but you start to recognize the uncomfortable feeling faster as it's coming on. You're less surprised by it, and therefore it's going to have less power to derail your creative process. And this is how new habits actually build, not through willpower, but through pattern recognition and repetition. The chart gives you the pattern. Keeping it visible gives you the repetition. Friends, I'd love to know in comments what you discovered making your own Joy Stealer pie chart. The most common one I hear from watercolor students is perfectionism. But honestly, we are going to discover so many more. We're going to put them on paper, we're going to claim them, and we're going to remove their ability to have so much control over us. So go ahead, give yourself 10 minutes, a circle, and some honesty, and then put it somewhere you actually see it. If you make one of these, friends, heck, if you make a couple, and I would suggest making them every so often because honestly, they're gonna change. I really would love to see what comes up for you. You can go ahead and tag me on Instagram at Christy the Painter. And until next time, I wish you so much happy painting.